Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. This video is going to be for the dummies, if you will. We're going to talk about the word fanboy and what fanboy definition means. So let's just jump right into it. What is definition of the word fanboy means? It means that you are only allowed to have one console or one brand. You cannot have multiple brands, as you're seeing right here, and you cannot have multiple mixtures of games over here. Okay, they all have to be just one brand. You cannot have multiple brands, meaning you cannot have Nintendo Switch mixed with the Xbox and PlayStation. You can't do that. You have to have only one brand. Now, what do you see here? What do you see? You see Nintendo Switch, yes? So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells you that this person, it's unbiased toward the brands or toward the consoles. He's got Nintendo Switch, meaning he's enjoying Nintendo. He's got Xbox One X. He's enjoying Xbox One X games. Even though he's playing God of War. Why? Because it's such a kick-ass great game. Why would I want to have this missed opportunity on such a beautiful game? Alright? So, the person has an Xbox One X and another PlayStation and my old PlayStation 4 Pro from the launch and a bunch of games over here. They're mixed. See? They're mixed. A fanboy would have only blue or only green or only red. A fanboy will not have this type of mixtures. Unless you're talking about some bipolar fanboy. Maybe that's what you want to classify me with. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what the bipolar fanboy even means. Multiple brands, lover, whatever. And yes, this video, it's recorded in 4K. A fanboy, it's not allowed to have a Sega Genesis and allow it to be so dusty. Look at the dust on the Sega Genesis. See, a fanboy would never do that. A fanboy would keep it nice and clean. Okay? But this fanboy here, obviously, this bipolar fanboy here, doesn't like to do that. A fanboy would never leave his laptop on the bed so dusty like this. A true fanboy would never do this. Okay? A true fanboy would never do this to a PC. A laptop that's almost $2,000 and about nearly 18-inch in length. And a fanboy would never put it on the bed. Okay? Fanboy would never do that. Okay? Fanboy would not leave it like this, dirty and dusty. Okay? This is not a PC Master Race. This is not a fanboy. A fanboy wouldn't own an Oculus Rift. Okay? He would not do that. He wouldn't own an Oculus Rift. Fanboy would only stick with one brand. A fanboy also would not have a HTC Vive and make it look so dusty like this. He wouldn't have done this. A fanboy would not allow this to happen. Right next to his PlayStation VR and PlayStation Aim. Look at this. A fanboy would never do that. Fanboy wouldn't leave it like this. Fanboy would never allow this to happen. A fanboy wouldn't put stack of his 4K movies on top of this old first generation 4K player. A fanboy would never do that, okay? A fanboy would never allow this to happen. Leave it dusty like this, and this first generation 4K player, both me and 1316 Killer, both me and Joe got this exact same player at the same time. While Mr. Review Tech USA and his friend Jarrett, or whatever, Yerrick, whatever the name is, they said that no, it will be a failure. Look at this failure here. Look at this. Look at all these movies. Oh, such a failure it is. So yeah, a fanboy would not allow this to happen. Fanboy wouldn't have all this. Maybe a bipolar fanboy would allow something like this to happen. A fanboy wouldn't allow his PlayStation Eye camera to be stuck like this next to a PlayStation charger. A fanboy would never allow this to happen. A fanboy would not allow his Nvidia Shield to be so dusty like this. Look at all this dust. A fanboy would never allow this to happen. By the way, this is not a real dust. This is a prep dust. Okay? Just kidding. A fanboy would not allow his Thrustmaster PlayStation 4 wheel to be dusty like this. A PlayStation fanboy would not ever, never allow this to happen. Okay? He would never allow this to happen. And a fanboy wouldn't even bother buying a projector. A 4K HDR projector with a sticker that says HDR. A fanboy would never allow this to happen. Maybe a bipolar fanboy would allow this to happen. Whatever that means. Also, a fanboy wouldn't allow this to happen as well. Wouldn't buy 2 projectors on top of the 1 projector. Why would you want to have 2 projectors? A real fanboy would never allow this to happen with 2 different brands. One BenQ, one Epson. A true fanboy would never allow that to happen. Maybe a bipolar fanboy. A true fanboy wouldn't let this discontinued Oppo 4K player to be so dusty and sitting like this. Maybe a bipolar fanboy would allow something like this to happen. Maybe a bipolar fanboy. A bipolar fanboy would never leave his $370 headphones from Beats, Apple Beats, to be sitting like this, all tangled up, and wouldn't even bother buying something from Apple. A true fanboy wouldn't even dream about getting even an Apple 4K TV. Not just 1, but 2 Apple 4K TVs. Maybe a bipolar fanboy would do something like this. And a true fanboy wouldn't even dream about putting a LG 4K monitor with a white controller from PlayStation 4 Pro to be right next to it like this. Okay? A true fanboy would never do this. Maybe a bipolar fanboy would do this. So what have we learned here so far? What have we learned about the definition of the word fanboy? We have learned one major important thing. You cannot call someone a fanboy if they have everything. You cannot call someone a fanboy if they have multiple brands, variety of different brands. You cannot call that person a fanboy. If you want to earn the title fanboy, you only have to stick with one brand and one brand only, meaning you only have to have that one brand in your house. There cannot be anything else other than just that brand. So hopefully in this comedic, if you didn't catch my drift, in this comedic, funny, hopefully a funny video, hopefully you guys learned one valuable lesson from Mr. 4K Upscaler about educating yourself what the word fanboy means. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys right now. Thank you. Bye. Ciao.